All right, boys and girls, it's Uncle Willie. It's story time. I'll tell you the story of Little Sister. Little Sister is a 1990 GMC long bed, regular cab, two-wheel drive, half-ton pickup. And as you can see, she's definitely had better days. Back in 2000, in October, I was driving up the road on Freedom Drive in Charlotte in my little Subaru GL. And to my left, I saw a flash of gold paint. And the next thing I knew, I was in the parking lot of Bojangles, completely engulfed in smoke. My whole left side hurting. And an engine was revving. Well, my engine was still on, so I turned it off, and there was still an engine revving. Turned out that a 96-year-old man had lost control of his Chrysler LHS, come across the top of the median, and landed on top of my car, knocked me into the parking lot, and then hit me again and never took his foot off the gas pedal. So, I spent a year and a half in physical therapy, and then I got my insurance settlement. When I got the settlement, I wanted a pickup truck. So I went, this was, infancy of the internet. We didn't have all the fancy for sale sites we have now. So I went and looked at this truck. And I had 3 kids at the time, and a regular cab pickup was not going to be comfortable to ride in, but I took it for a test drive anyway. And I had made up my mind to buy the truck. I turned around in a neighborhood and I passed a long bed extra cab truck, GMC. It was a 90 model. This one's a 91. And it was for sale. I drove this truck back to the doctor's office where the owner was. He was a doctor, and went and bought the other truck. Well, I was telling a friend of mine, buddy, what had happened, and he said, call the other guy, tell him I'll buy that truck. And I don't know why my flash is on. I hope it's not making something weird on my sunglasses or something. So anyhow, he bought this truck, and for 17 years, this truck has been used and abused, and he's wrecked it umpteen times. You see the fender there doesn't match because that's off of one of my old Suburbans. You saw the back bumper was ripped off of it. He just is not the world's best driver. He bought a new truck, gave me this truck as payment for all the work I'd done on everything else. So I brought the truck here and set it in the yard, not sure what I was going to do with it. He bought a new truck. I told him when he bought the truck I'd give him 6 months to wreck it. He wrecked it 6 months to the day after he bought it. He's not a good driver, buddy. You're not a good driver. So little sister came here to live with me. She's been sitting in the field. My truck that I bought, I used it. I put 400,000 miles on it and just completely wore it out, and it was time for it to go, so it went. But yesterday, somebody bought the engine and transmission out of little sister, and in the 17 years that we've had this truck around, we've put an alternator, a starter, a fuel pump, a wheel cylinder, valve cover gaskets, and nothing else mechanical has ever gone wrong with this truck. So she has been an excellent truck. But today is her last day. There's no engine, no transmission, and the body is beat all to pieces. The interior looks like rabid beavers have lived in it. So this video is saying goodbye to little sister. She's been a good truck, but all good things must come to an end. So buddy, if you're watching this, wipe the tears out of your eyes, and let's all take off our hats and have a moment of silence for little sister.